Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Honored to be connecting in with you. And I was just thinking, I can't believe that we are almost through September. I just keep being surprised at how quickly time moves, how quickly it goes. And I just so cherish and appreciate the opportunity that we have to slow down for a moment together, for this hour to come together and breathe, to be mindful, purposeful, connect in, and to support and empower you on your journey. So welcome, everyone. I'm thrilled and excited to have you joining us today. And we're going to be talking about how to encourage, use your journey, your story, how to encourage others with your story. How do we bring our wisdom forward, our insight forward, the things that we've discovered and learned forward? Do they matter? And then how do we share them in a way that can really serve and make a difference? One thing I've learned, and a good friend of mine often says, Kathy Davis often says, wisdom not shared is lost forever. And so today, I want to encourage you to think about some of the things you've discovered and you've learned, and perhaps find a way to lean in and share some of that. Because by sharing, we can help others. We can make a difference. We can make their journey a little bit easier, help them go further. And what's beautiful about it as well is we get encouraged and lifted up as well and empowered, that when we share our journey, we share our wisdom learned, it makes a difference. And that feels great and lifts us up and encourages us to share more. So I want us to think about that. How can we bring our story, our wisdom, our insight forward, and not just keep it to ourselves, but share it, because it does matter. It does make a difference. So as we connect in together, let's take a breath in through the nose, all the way to your toes. A little bit more breath. Oh, that feels good. Out through the mouth, like through a straw. Let's take another beautiful breath in. Feel all that beautiful oxygen coming throughout your body, all of your cells, lowering our stress levels, our cortisol levels, becoming present. Because this is your time. I want to claim it for you. I want you to get everything out of it that is here for you today. And I know there's something here for you today by the very nature of you tuning in. So know that, honor that, trust that, lean into it. And in fact, I want to invite you to put both hands on your heart so you can feel that heartbeat. Take another breath and close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. Continuing to breathe. And as you feel your heartbeat, you become really present. What is it that you need today? What is it that will encourage you, empower you, support you on your journey? What do you need? Real time that you are willing to receive, because guess what? You have choice. So what is it that you need and are willing to receive? Beautiful. Just see what pops up, what comes up. Sometimes it's a memory, a picture, an image, a reminder, a knowing, a scent. Sometimes it's the power of pausing. So see what's speaking to you. Receive that information. Then let's take a breath. In through the nose. Beautiful. And as you breathe out, become fully present, eyes open, ears open, heart open, ready to receive everything that's here for you. And take a moment and write down what was laid on your heart. Let's keep it top of mind. And please notice I asked what, not how. What you need. Because we're going to support you in the how. You get to be surprised at the wonderful and amazing way this need is brought forward simply by bringing awareness and clarity to it. Be willing to be surprised at the unexpected way this need is met or it's moved forward for you, simply by opening up, identifying, being clear, and leaning in. Beautiful. We're going to go around our virtual room here and just see, as our experts took a moment to lean in, what was laid on their heart. They're just going to share, short shares, 10 to 15 seconds, what was laid on their heart. So with that, Dr. Kasthuri, what was laid on your heart?
Good morning, Rebecca and the audience. What was laying on my heart is the need for kindness and compassion. Not just for me, but for all of us, because we're living in difficult times. And that is the one thing that works miracles in all our lives.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Absolutely. More kindness and compassion for ourselves and others. Absolutely. Thank you. We can help make the world a kinder place by leaning in and sharing that. Beautiful. Melanie, how about you? What was laid on your heart?
Hi, Rebecca. I'm so happy to be here. On my heart, well, first I was feeling about my children and wanting to give them a voice, and then it sort of, it was an outgrowth of all children and helping them have a voice, what's on their minds, and feeling like there are safe spaces to speak.
Beautiful. I'm writing that down, just lifting that up with you. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And I love that. I love how it started so close to your heart and your heart expanded, like the vision expanded to all children. So beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I think for myself, when I stopped and paused and breathed, I felt the connection and just a gratitude at this moment that we've carved out to be together, to connect, that sense of community. And I think some of that safe space where we can be, and that's enough, and we get to receive and be poured into. And that's what I felt kind of emanating, that I hunger for that. And I'm so grateful to have that with each and every one of you. So I thank you all for joining. I hope that you feel that connection, that energy, that unity and community with us today. As we get ready to go to our first commercial break, I invite you to stay in this space of really listening, feeling it, seeing what's coming to your heart and spirit, honoring that, giving it space and focus. And we'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Voice America programs are now available on your favorite connected device, including Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Through streams with Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, listening to your favorite show is as easy as saying the show name followed by the word podcast.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast.
If that doesn't work, try adding on TuneIn or on iHeartRadio or on Apple Podcasts.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to empowering women, transforming lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes. Having that time with ourselves. We move so fast, or at least I know I do, that sometimes I forget to stop and listen, not to the noise, the distraction, all the other stuff around me, but to really listen to what's on my heart, on my spirit, what I'm feeling is important or I need to pay attention to. And when I carve out those moments, even if it's 1 minute, 2 minutes, and I connect in and I breathe and feel in, I listen, it makes such a difference. I'm able to move forward more powerfully, more purposely, in line with those things that matter to me. All that noise and those demands in the day gets quieter and is no longer in charge. I get to be in charge when I remember to do that. So I encourage you throughout the show to really take those commercial breaks, those moments to stop, pause, and listen and connect with you and hear your brilliance that is bubbling up as you digest and take in the beautiful information that's going to be shared with you today. Wonderful. So with that, I'm excited to introduce our first amazing guest. You heard from her in a heart connection moment at the opening of the show, and I wanted to take a moment and share a little bit more about her. So Melanie Herschorn is a book marketing strategist for coaches, consultants, and speakers worldwide. With her unique combination of entrepreneurship, award-winning journalism, and PR experience, she helps her clients attract, nurture leads, and position themselves as industry experts. She is passionate about helping you, your book, and your brand sparkle online. Please lean in. Warmly welcome the amazing and dynamic and powerful Melanie Herschorn to the show. Welcome.
Yay, thank you. I feel like we need the Muppet Show audience to welcome me in with all the yay.
I love that. I see the hands waving. Yay. Beautiful. Thank you for that visual. I haven't had that one shared with me before. I love it. Beautiful. Well, I wanted to start our conversation with why. Why is this work of helping people, particularly around their books and their brand and their content, why is that work personally so important to you?
Oh, that's a beautiful question, Rebecca. Thank you. I have never been very comfortable touting my own, tooting my own horn, basically. And it's always been a much safer place for me to be able to help others amplify their voices. The first time I was ever called upon to do a live speaking event was many years ago when I was working in radio news. And I was asked, hey, can you come and do a speech? Sure. What's it going to be about? I have no idea. So I started thinking about all the incredible humans that I had the opportunity and the privilege to interview. And I crafted a speech about them. And it was so well received, and it felt so good to say it all and to give these people a way of sharing their stories, even if they didn't have a voice, that I think that's where that all stems from, is giving the voice to the voiceless.
I love that. Thank you for sharing, and that ties in even with what was laid on your heart in the beginning, too, about children's voices and having them have a safe place to share. So I love that just seems so core to you, inside and out, of helping people be seen and be heard and help them have that platform and be seen as the amazing humans they are. So thank you for the work that you do and your heart and your spirit in this. And I know you have a brilliant expertise in this. And I'd love for you to share for many of our listeners out there who perhaps are thinking about they've been working on a book someday. Perhaps they have their book and they're looking at the next steps, or they're partway through their manuscript. I'd love for you to share, or they're writers of blogs, whatever way they're writing and getting their message moving forward. Why is it important to have a steady stream of content? What does that mean? What do they do with their content? How can they start to build their brand, to bring their message forward online?
Okay, that's a great question. The short answer is to take what you're writing, whether it's a blog post or a chapter in a book, or you've written an entire book, and think of it as a treasure trove from which you can cull so many great online posts, online videos, podcast episodes. So you're, in essence, repurposing what you've already created. And the whole mission is to share it. Because just like you would not plan a party and get the caterer and the venue and the outfit and then never send out an invitation, when you create a book, you have to invite people to read it over and over again. Repetition, continuity, those are the most important pieces of your content marketing plan. And one more thing, even though continuity is boring, I say that consistency is the granny panties of marketing. It is not sexy, but it is necessary. So I'm going to put that visual in your head now too. And you will remember.
I have all these visuals now.
I'm a very visual person. So when you have that in your head, remember that consistency is really, it's that turtle who wins the race because you went slow and steady. Not calling anyone a turtle, but they are kind of cute.
I like turtles. All good. But I love that. I mean, I think sometimes we can go to the shiny objects, or we shared something once and one and done. I built the beautiful book, the content's out there in the world, the end. And I think it's really important that we remember that, to keep sharing, to have that foundation, to keep bringing it to top of mind. I read a statistic the other day that there are over 2,000 books being released every single day. 2,000 books. So how do we kind of rise above that noise, in a sense, all of that opportunity that readers have to be seen, to be heard? And I think that visual that you've given us and that consistency will help do that. And I have a question around that, because I work with so many authors and have the opportunity to support them in different ways. And they take a lot of different approaches when we first start talking to when they're going to start sharing, when they're going to start their marketing plan, if they were even thinking about doing a plan. I'd love, from your brilliant expertise in helping people do this in such a powerful way, when should an author officially start working on their content marketing?
Well, my first answer is yesterday, but my real answer is as soon as you have a manuscript, it's time, because you will then have that amazing gold mine to choose from. Different posts, different topics, different content prompts. So letting people get excited, growing your community ahead of time is vital, so that when your book is released, you have excited fans who want to buy it. It's so much harder for an author to build the community after the fact. It can be done. And, one thing I like to say is that your book does not fall off once you've published it. You can continue to promote it as long as you want. But that said, if you're really, looking to have a strong launch, then marketing 3 to 6 months prior to it is going to really be that sweet spot for you.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And because we want the release or the launch of the book to be a fulfilled event. So you want to give people notice. You want them to be prepared, have the right outfit for your event. You want them to show up, to be excited for the release of your book and you want to build that. I love that example of if you're throwing a party, you're inviting the caterers, you've got everything figured out, but you forgot to send the invitations out, you're not going to get a great response. Or you do it the night before, maybe you'll get some. So really thinking about that and giving people that time and let them get excited. And what's brilliant about this is all along, you're touching people with your content. It doesn't have to wait. You can start making that impact. Anything you'd add to that?
Yes, because people get so focused on writing the book and they feel like they don't want to maybe give away too much. You can't give away too much because not everyone is going to see what you're putting out there. So never feel as though you ruined it, you spoiled it, and now you've told too much. Not at all. We are looking at a time in the world where you need 20 touch points with a potential client or customer to get them to pull out their credit card. And so the more you can share, the more you can show your value, the more you can let them see your credibility, the better.
Beautiful. Thank you. I was writing that down, 20 touch points. I hope everyone caught that. So it's taking more connection, touch, communication.
And now it's 20.
I know. I remember the number being much lower. So really great information because we have to build that trust and it takes time and it takes consistency to do that and brand awareness and recognition. I think sometimes we get impatient or we feel like people should know us by now and they don't and they miss things. They don't see every post. So it takes many, many of them in many different ways to connect. So I'm so excited. I appreciate what you're sharing. Authors out there, I hope that you heard that. And any of you out there that are looking to bring your message forward, remember that consistency, the multiple touch points to give people time to get to know you, to lean in, to trust you. And our time is coming to a close here, Melanie. It goes so fast. And I just wanted to see if you had a final tip or thought that you wanted to share with our listeners today.
Absolutely. Now, when I work with authors, it's in two capacities. One is either one-on-one or in an on-demand program. But no matter what, accountability is a really important piece. And so I've built it into both because doing your own marketing is not easy. Even those of us who do marketing need help with our marketing. So I never want anyone to feel like, oh, I should know how to do this. And it's a learning curve. So we're not born knowing how to market our books, but that's why help exists, so that you can effectively market your book.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I love that. No solo journeys out there, everyone. We get to lean in and be supported. That's right. Be supported and learn and grow and work on fine-tuning ways to bring our messages forward, to bring that impact forward. So, Melanie, I so appreciate. We're going to bring you back on towards the end of the show and have you share your beautiful contact information. And if there are any final tips that come to your heart, we'll have time at the end of the show. So thank you very, very much for your shares and your insight and your wisdom. And listeners, we're getting ready to go to our next commercial break. Remember, 2 minutes for you. Enjoy. Take in what Melanie has shared and see what bubbles up within you. And we'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
It's time to serve, learn, change the world.
Tune in each week for the power of young people to change the world. Hosted by NYLC CEO Amy Mewers. The program is a forum for both young people and the adults who love and support them. We make connections with others through stories of change, partnership, and new perspectives of issues facing the world today. Be sure to join us every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and 3 p.m. Pacific Time, or anytime on demand on the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes just for you. And you started to really think about those 20 touch points, starting to bring your content, your information forward now, or yesterday, as Melanie shared, to start bringing it forward, and how important repetition and consistency is. So those are some of the highlights that I wrote down from her brilliant shares, and the 20 touch points as well. So really important to be strategic and consistent in looking to bring things forward. And I love that reminder of getting support and accountability that is so important to remember in the things we do, that we're not alone. We have an opportunity to get support along the way. Oh, thank you again, Melanie, for your beautiful shares. And I'm excited to introduce our next amazing guest. She is a dear friend of mine. I'm excited to share her with you. And I know you're going to love what she has to share. So Dr. Kasthuri Henry has this ability, this special gift that she's developed to help you and others first develop being, to help, she's learned this for herself, to be, and she helps others lean into being, and then bring your authentic self into doing. Being comes first. This makes her a sought-after Forbes Coach Council member, CEO of Cass Henry Incorporated, and founder of Ennobled for Success Institute. Some of her experience includes working with the Duracell brand acquisition for Warren Buffett, business transformation for Chicago Teachers Pension Fund, and economic development for the Caribbean region, doing and driving change management. She's a #1 international bestselling author, an internationally syndicated podcast host, and is passionate about empowering you for your success. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful, dynamic, and ennobled Dr. Kasthuri Henry. Welcome.
Thank you, Rebecca. You always put a smile on my face and a smile on my heart, and it's an honor to be here with you and your audience.
Well, thank you. I am smiling as you speak, so I feel the same. And I'd love for you to share where you're joining us from today.
I'm joining from the country of Belize, where I am working on a government, private sector, and community integrated economic development program.
Beautiful. I love it. And in addition to that, I know that you're working on a special project we're going to be talking about a little bit today. But before we get into all of that, I wanted you to share a little bit about why helping people in this way, particularly around being first, leads into doing and being able to bring their authentic selves forward. Why is that for you and the work that you do so key and important?
I love that question, Rebecca, because it reminds me and helps me help others in realizing the most important relationship we each are going to have in our lives with ourselves.
Mm.
There is a divine within each of us, which is our soul, which is deeper and larger and more powerful than the body. And building that relationship with each of our souls and getting to know that soul, getting to know the energy that is embodied within our body, that is where the magic begins. And if we don't have a relationship with ourselves, we can't build it with anybody else. Because I can't give you even a drop of water if I don't have it in my cup, or I don't realize I have it in my cup, let's say.
Yes. Beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, and just taking a moment to literally drink that in as you share how important it is that we have that relationship with ourselves, and that needs to come first in order to be able to build from that before we do anything. And I love that that's so core to you. And one of the things I was thinking about, how earlier we were talking about life is not a solo journey, that we can get support, the importance of bringing our messages forward, our wisdom forward, being consistent about bringing our impact forward in a strategic, repetitive, powerful, consistent way. And I love how one of the things that you're doing, because you do many things, is you lead anthology projects, which is a book compilation project that multiple people come together under a common theme and write a chapter, a section of the book. And to me, it's kind of encompassing all of these things we're talking about. So I'd love for you to share about your upcoming anthology, soon to be released. Everyone listen for the date, because there's a special opportunity around that date, and I'd love for you to share.
Absolutely. The anthology is named Ennobling Business for Success, Inspire, Ignite, Influence.
Mm-hmm.
There are a total of 14 authors, including me, from different backgrounds, from medicine to corporate executives, from Australia to the United States and everywhere in between. And it is a truly remarkable journey of 14 authors looking at different elements of human skills that are going to help us build better organizations, be it government, private sector, not-for-profit, so that we truly can show up in these spaces and be the individuals we're supposed to be to live our purpose with value congruence and build a world that is good for us and leave it better than we found it for our children.
Beautiful.
And the book is releasing on October 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Mark your calendars. And the special promotional offer, the ebook is going to be available for $1.99 the first 24 hours. So please do mark your calendars and get your hands on the book. You will not regret it. And you will find value in each of those chapters, and together they are truly a magical potion.
Thank you for sharing, and I hope everyone have wrote that date, October 5th, on your calendars, that special rate. So you heard it here. I don't want anyone to come back to me later and say, I didn't know. I wish you would have told me. So we're sharing special rate of $1.99 for the first 24 hours. And I've had a chance to read these chapters, and they are deeply impactful, great wisdom and encouragement from so many different voices and journeys along the way. I found it this exquisite mixture of both practical and profound insight and wisdom. So I really encourage you, check it out. Take advantage of the special rate. I always love a deal. So take advantage of that. Don't miss out if it calls to you. And Dr. Kasthuri just shared with me yesterday, and I got to read them last night, some of the reviews. And they're really, really powerful. Is it okay if I read just a couple of them? Okay. So one of them, and this is by Charlotte Allen, it says, living purpose is possible. The compilation of personal and professional stories across experiences and cultures leaves the reader with hope. hope that they can find a link between personal and professional purposes and live it out loud. Dr. Henry has created a must-read for those struggling to find meaning in the business world. And one other, just because I don't want to take all your time, I just was very excited and touched by some of these. Let me read.
They were absolutely beautiful.
They were so powerful. So this is by Linda C. Healer. Ennobling for Success is a book that disrupts the current paradigm of how business is done. Reading the perspective of Dr. Kasthuri, along with the authors, led me to the conclusion that people no longer want a separation between work and life. There is simply life. And we have finally decided that suffering in our work is no longer tolerable. This book is not one to read once and put on a shelf. Keep reading. With the abundance of insight and concrete actions the authors offer, it's a valuable tool designated and designed to propel the reader forward into an ennobled future. So just some people's responses, those deeply touched me. And from your perspective, Dr. Kasthuri, what are you hoping will happen as this book goes out into the world?
My hope is twofold. My first hope is that every individual gets validated that their state of being and their humanity is at the core of everything, and they have every right to expect it to be honored and feel that they have the right to set boundaries and not settle for anything less. Because in this world, what we give permission to is what happens to us. And we can very gently but firmly, assertively but kindly set those boundaries if we know that we can embrace our humanity and do it collaboratively with others so that we don't feel alone. And my second hope is that every organization reads this, understands this, and comes to terms with the fact that Martians are not coming here to do business with us. Our clients, our customers, our suppliers, our regulators, our employees, everybody is human. Human is where it begins and human is where it ends. There is nothing in between. Money is what happens after the fact, but humanity is what makes it happen. And instead of talking about sustainable business in terms of sustainable profits, start with sustainable human skills that then creates an ennobled culture for everything else to happen, because without people, there is nothing. And good people will self-select out of toxic environments. So get rid of the toxic environment and in its place, build ennobling environments.
Powerful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. I hope that everyone took a moment just to take in that insight, that vision. And I encourage all of us to support that and share this out. What a difference it'll make in the world if we can come from that place of ennobling ourselves and others, of lovingly setting those boundaries, of choosing how we're showing up in the world, and remembering that Martians aren't coming down to do business. Very, very wise that it begins and ends with humans. So important to remember that. I think in all of our interaction, it's really important to remember that. And I know that you have another compilation you're going to be leading. And so anyone who's thinking about, well, I do have a story, I love the vibe and energy of Dr. Kasthuri, and I'd love to get involved. One of the things I love about the projects that Dr. Henry leads is she really ennobles all of her authors. She walks beside them. She helps them connect, build that network, and really be lifted up to leverage the book in a powerful way and keep a lasting impact. So we're going to have her share again at the end of the show. She'll share her contact information, but and I'll give her, actually, we have one moment. Dr. Kasthuri, do you mind sharing just a little quick preview of what that project is, and then we'll let them know how to connect regarding that a little bit later on.
Absolutely, I'd love it. The next anthology scheduled to release in October of 2023 is titled Cultivating Our Shared Prosperity. Learn, lead, leave a legacy. And the purpose here and the aspiration here is for each of us to see how what we are doing is building something larger for the community, not just for us, because in that shared prosperity is our internal individual prosperity, because this life is a shared journey.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, for the work that you're doing. I have October 5th on my calendar. We're going to be watching, supporting, sharing out, and absolutely getting my copy. So again, everyone can connect in, watch for our shares in social media on October 5th if you're wanting to lean in and share out about this powerful book. We are getting ready to go to our next I was thinking she was sharing about 2 books. So the first book coming out on October 5th, that's the one that we're going to be posting and sharing out, and would love to have you put that on your calendar. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break, and as we do that, I want you to think about some of the vision, the mission, the wisdom and insight that Dr. Kasthuri, she frequently goes by Dr. Cass, has shared with us today, and really see what's speaking to your heart and to your spirit. Enjoy these 2 minutes, and we'll continue our conversation momentarily.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes for you to really stop, pause, breathe, listen, and hear what's bubbling up within you. I want to encourage you at the end of today's show, don't just rush back out into the world. Like, check it off your list, done, and rush in. Take a moment for you. Take time, 2 to 3 minutes, breathe, and feel into, now that I've had this time to connect, to listen, to receive great information, great insight that has touched me in some way. How are you choosing to be? And with that energy, then decide, what are you choosing to do? Perhaps there's some steps you were given today you can do. Perhaps as you look out at the world, you can choose a little bit different way to navigate with those loving boundaries. Looking for ways to share, to touch, to remember we're dealing with humans. And we are human as we're stepping forward, and we get to be human. So I'm going to share, have each of our experts actually share their contact information. And these are humans reaching out, sharing their information, desiring to support you on your journey. So it's a real invitation. It's a real connection. And if you're feeling led and called and you resonate, you want to learn more about Dr. Kaz's current book coming up or her next project. If you're wanting to learn more about bringing your content forward, these are amazing experts that can help. So have your paper and pen ready. And it was so funny, behind the scenes, we were chatting and we got all excited about the content that was shared today and passionate about making a difference in the world. And then Dr. Kaz shared this visual that there are all these turtles, all these baby turtles out in the world together taking those steps. So there's a lot of visual images we're getting today between Dr. Kaz and Melanie to help us retain this information, remembering those little steps count. Step by step we get there, but we need to take those steps. And that we can do that in a herd of turtles, whatever that is called. We're not doing it in community. We don't need to do it alone. There's a whole group of us coming forward and supporting. So with that, Melanie, who's helping us take each of those little turtle steps, can you share your contact information with us so those who are feeling that pull can connect and go deeper?
Oh, absolutely. So in honor of these steps, I have a gift for your listeners, which is the ultimate book.
Wonderful.
Check. So you can get your very own ultimate book marketing checklist. The link is vipdigital.live/checklist. And then you will get an email from me, and please email me back with any questions. I'd be very happy to answer.
Thank you for sharing. Do you mind sharing that link just one more time?
I'd be happy to. VIP, like very important person, vipdigital.live/checklist.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining us and making that gift available. I appreciate it, and also being willing to answer questions. What an opportunity for all of us. Thank you very, very much, Melanie. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And Dr. Kasthuri, I'd love for you to share what is the best way for people to connect in with you, learn more, maybe get on your list for the special link launch day, or just connect in on a deeper level.
Absolutely. This has been such a joy and pleasure. My website is www.kashenry.com, KASHENRY.com. That's my business site. And when you go into my business site, there are links. There's the link for you to go and subscribe to get on the list so that I can remind you that the launch is coming, and you have this special promotional offer of $1.99 to get the book on October 5th. I am super excited to offer that to you. And other opportunities to engage with me in different ways for coaching, for writing, and even looking at how you can best build your economic freedom. Because I am a finance executive and a finance educated by training. So that's the world I live and work in. So happy to help you wherever support looks like and makes sense to you.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Kasthuri. I appreciate that you're leaning in and making yourself available in that way. So can you share that website just one more time, that link?
www.kashenry.com.
Perfect.
Kashenry.com.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it. I always have everyone repeat one more time because sometimes we're listening and we're not writing. So I want to give everyone that, oh, I missed that, who wanted to capture it. So thank you so much. I appreciate it and your sharing today. And listeners, I want to thank you for leaning in, for being part of this conversation, bringing your heart, your spirit, your energy, and connecting in. We are here for you and are so grateful to have you in our world. So thank you for leaning in and connecting. I hope you got some great tips and insight for today. And as you get ready to go back out in the world and you're taking those couple moments for you, I want you to also take in and remember that you are beautifully, powerfully, purposely, and wonderfully made. I believe actually exquisitely designed for such a time as this. And the biggest gift you can give those around you and the world is more of you. So be willing to share generously who you are, what matters to you, what you stand for, what you're bringing forward. Choose to echo out those things in voice and action and being and spirit that matter most to you. Be willing to authentically share wisdom, insight that you have learned, your story, your journey. It makes a difference, life by life, heart by heart. So do so intentionally and purposely. So wherever you are, choose to bloom where you are planted and shine. Have an amazing week, everyone, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel, with a replay on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Variety Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.